welcome to the final recap of X Factor, the boot camp edition. Alright, so it's boot camp day 2 and they're continuing the group round. So the first group that went on for day 2, well, day 2 of 2, they did What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. So Brennan Hunt was in that group, Mr. Sexy, Marcus Canty, Chris Renee, and his sister Gina Renee. And then some little baby girl, Matt Bingham Shango. That's quite a name for such a little young girl. Alright, I didn't actually love this group at all. Then 2 groups went, which they showed about 10 seconds each of. And then the next group was the country group, and that was I Won't Let Go by Rascal Flatts. And I didn't know any of the people in this group at all. And I think the only one that they really showcased was, what was his name? Cyphers? Tim Cyphers. The guy with the camouflage hat on. Hat Man. They were okay. Then the final group of round 2 for boot camp sang Chasing Cars. Alright, the Brewer Boys were in that one. You know, the 2 brothers with the dumb hair. Emma Henry, if you remember her from American Idol, she was the one who I think had just gotten her permit and she drove to the audition. She had the 2-tone hair. Alright, so the results. Sorry, Emma Henry. I hope you got your driver's license so you could drive back. I'm sorry. And Rena Williams, I recognized her. She was the one who was in the rap battle with Brian Brandon, is that his name? Maybe. We'll see when we get there. Anyway, the final part of boot camp is you have to choose one of about 35 songs and perform it in front of the whole audience. And it better be quintessential for you. Alright, so let's just talk about some of the highlights. Rachel Crow was the first one up there. She kicked it off just as she kicked off the auditions at the beginning of the series. And she sang If I Were a Boy. And she was really pretty good. I mean, there was a rough spot here and there, but she really was really good. Then the burrito guy, Josh, sang Up to the Mountain. Simone Battle, you know, the booty shorts lady, that's all she knows how to do. She's so one note, or should I say one booty short. She has them in lots of colors, though. She has the Dorothy red shoes, too, the shooties. She forgot the words, and she made up some junk, and I thought for sure she wasn't going to make it through. For Sure, one of the groups, horrible. It was horrible. Little Ladies, horrible. McKenna and Brock, I thought they were actually pretty good. I think they got mixed reviews, though. Siamese, he started growing on me, but everything that he did, according to Paula, was not right. Brennan, he got up there and he sang an Alicia Keys song, but Simon freaking hated the arrangement. He stopped the audition and he's like, will you just sing with just the piano? And he was like, no. Alright, so then the Stereo Hogs, another awful group, Cry Me a River. I heard one guy singing. Either they cut it out or the other guys just weren't showcased in that particular song. Then a whole bunch of names, blah, blah, blah. Stacey Francis got up and she told everybody, my dad died day 1 of boot camp. And I'm so committed, I'm here, and I feel guilty, and I want to make this work. And she sang an amazing rendition of Summertime. Okay, she was flat in a lot of spots, but it was really good. It was heartfelt. You know, sometimes it's not just about the notes. Sometimes it's just about the performance. And then Tia Tolliver, the one that Nicole and Paula don't really like, she got up and did her thing, which was pretty good. And Simon was like, see, I told you. And then closing the third part of boot camp auditions was Leroy Bell. And let me just say, I freaking love everything about that guy. I love his look. I love his personality. I love his sound stylings. He is fantastic. Lovin'. Alright, so the judges deliberate, and of course it's a big argument. Oh, keep this one, no, you can't have him if I can't have him, and blah, blah, blah. But it's all fair because the judges don't know their groups yet, so it's not like they're trying to sandbag anything. And I was really surprised to find out that the contestants who make it to the final 32 actually go to the judges' homes. I would be like, no. Sorry, a little too close for comfort. But let's talk about the top 32. In the girls' division, Caitlin, and I didn't get her last name, but she was really good. Tora Woloshin. She was the one with the hair like almost white and like the wacky clothes and everything. I just remember her being really good. Simone Battle. Come on. Booty shorts? There must have been somebody better than her. Drew Reinowitz sang the Justin Bieber remix. Loved it. I'm definitely rooting for her, and I'm definitely rooting for Rachel Crow because Natalie and Tootie would have wanted me to for their lesbian love child. And Jaslyn Little, she's got something special. I don't know what it is yet, but I see a lot of potential with her. Melanie Amaro, if you remember her from the audition, she had an amazing older voice. Loved it. And Tia Tolliver, because she's controversial. And yeah, she's got to be in there. Got to have a little drama. All right, so the boys. Brennan Hunt, because he's Mr. Sexy. He's Mr. Sexy Face. Brian Bradley, because he's a young rapper. I really didn't think they were going to keep him, especially after his really poor group performance, but little drama. Kid can't keep his mouth shut. All right, Skylar Anderson. I really like that kid. He's really soft-spoken, and I like him. Nick Voss, the young Elvis dude. Why the stripes in the hair and the eyebrows? It's really starting to bug me. Tim Cyphers, because he's like one of the only other country guys. Philip Lomax, because it's like a young Matthew Broderick. Marcus Canty, because he's a young Usher. Chris Renee, because he just got out of rehab and everybody wants to know. And he's pretty good too. All right, let's talk about the groups now. Almost none of these groups should have made it through. I think the only groups that I would have put through, if I were the judges, were 2 Squared and The Answer. But Stereo Hogs made it through. Like I said, 2 Squared made it through. For Sure, Brewer Boys, Illusion Confusion, and The Answer. Like I said, only 2. And yes, there are only 6 groups. Because at the end of the show, they were like, oh, wait a minute. Boys and girls, here's 14 of you. Come back to the auditorium. Well, they made 2 new groups out of 14 of the rejects from the boys and girls category to round, because the groups absolutely sucked so much that they had to fill it up. They had to create groups. All right, and the over 30s, because I know you've been waiting for it. Elaine Gibbs, yes, Tiger, Bud Bill. With a name like Tiger, it's got to be good. Leroy Bell, awesome. James Kenny, I believe he was a waiter. Josh Burrito, his last name is too hard. Krajic. Sounds like tragic. I hope it doesn't end tragic. Krista Collins. Dexter. I'm pretty sure Paula and Dexter are going to be getting an apartment by the end of the show. They shared a moment. Or 10. And Stacy Francis. Of course she was going to make it. Come on, her dad died on day 1 of boot camp. That's got to be worth something, right? And she is a phenomenal singer as well. All right, so let's talk about the mentoring groups. The girls went to Simon. Of course, because he's got to fight for his Tia Tolliver, or Tia Tolliver. I'm not quite sure how to say it. Paula got the groups because she's insane and nobody else wanted them. Nicole got the over 30s because they don't want her flirting with the guys. So they gave her the oldies. And LA, he ended up with the boys because he probably requested that he mentor that rap kid. All right, so next week, the judges' homes. And they're going to be cutting the field in half again, so 32 is going to become 16. yeah, bite your nails off now because it's going to be crazy. Till next week, much love.